It's not a button. I want to thank everybody for joining with us here today for a landmark announcement. First of all, I want to thank the folks who are with us, including Major General Seltzer, who is the Adjutant General for the Texas National Guard. We have Colonel Steve McCraw, who is the Director of the Texas Department of Public Safety. We have Eddie Betancourt, a Commissioner with the Texas Facilities Commission. And we have a special guest I will introduce you to here shortly. First, I'll tell you this, and that is building a border wall and adding hundreds of miles of other barriers is only one way that Texas is responding to President Biden's refusal to enforce the immigration laws of the United States of America. We have turned back more than 32,000 illegal immigrants trying to cross into our country. We've arrested more than 24,000 criminals. We have seized enough fentanyl to kill every man, woman, and child in the entire United States of America. And we have targeted the cartels that profit off of the illegal immigration policies of President Biden. Well, combating illegal immigration in Texas is a full-time job. It's a job that requires a leader whose only focus is responding to President Biden's open border policies. Today, I'm announcing a border czar to fulfill that mission. We found the right person for the job in Mike Banks. Mike Banks is an award-winning Border Patrol agent. He has held important Border Patrol leadership positions for more than 20 years, serving under 4 presidents. He has served on the border here in the Rio Grande Valley, as well as in Arizona and California, and at the United States Border Patrol headquarters in Washington, D.C. He retired from the Border Patrol about 10 days ago. Mike has seen firsthand the struggles of ranchers and communities caused by open borders. He understands the dangerous impact that Mexican drug cartels have on our country, the human trafficking, the drug running, and well as the smuggling of deadly drugs like fentanyl. He's worked with mayors and other governmental leaders in both the United States and in Mexico. He has collaborated with the United States military, ICE, the National Guard, DPS, as well as local law enforcement. Mike will work in the Office of Governor for the state of Texas and report directly to me. He will be headquartered in the border region in Weslaco, Texas. He will travel frequently up and down the border as well as around the state as needed. Mike will tap his expertise to deploy strategies that reduce illegal immigration and keep our community safe. He will work on things like the surge operation like we used in El Paso last month. He will collaborate with the National Guard and DPS as well as other state agencies, along with local officials and landowners on other border security measures. And he will work with the Facilities Commission to accelerate the building of the border wall in Texas. Texas, we're not going to stand idly by while the Biden administration refuses to enforce the immigration laws. As our border czar, Mike Banks will work with stakeholders and communities, law enforcement on the streets, to enforce the laws on the books and drive down illegal crossings. He has a proven record of going toe-to-toe with the cartels and winning. Now, he will bring that winning record to help protect Texas from Biden's open border policies. So I'll introduce to you Mike Banks.
Thank you, Governor. As the Governor said, I'm extremely humbled to be selected by the Governor for this opportunity. Protecting national security and protecting the borders of this nation has been something that I have dedicated the last 23 years of my life to, and I'm very passionate about it. I look forward to working and continue working with our stakeholders, our law enforcement partners in the community, and leveraging everything we can to further protect our great state of Texas and the United States. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Steve McCraw, Director of the Texas Department of Public Safety.
Thank you. Mike, welcome to the Texas team. I think you know very well, and we were discussing earlier, that no state has done more to support the men and women of Border Patrol and its mission in the state of Texas. And no governor has dedicated more time and energy and effort in terms of public safety, homeland security, and border security than Governor Greg Abbott. I think you'll feel comfortable here. You also find out things, we get along here in Texas and get things done. In fact, I'm not taking a shot at our esteemed members in the U.S. Congress, but I can tell you this, is that Texas State Legislature gets done more in 6 months than they do in 2 years, plain and simple. And under the governor's leadership and continued support, we'll do what we can to do everything we can to protect Texas from all things and all threats, foreign and domestic. Thank you.
And now, Major General Seltzer.
Thank you, Governor. Good afternoon, everyone. Major General Tom Seltzer. The Texas National Guard has forces arrayed across the Texas-Mexico border from El Paso down to Brownsville in this unprecedented effort to secure the border and prevent, detect, and interdict transnational criminal activity along our border. To that end, we've produced over 130 miles of barrier, consisting of 72 miles of 8-foot fencing with razor wire, including 58 miles of concertina wire. Most recently, you may have seen, with the help of our partners, we erected anti-climb fencing along the river in the El Paso area in order to block the flow of illegal immigration into downtown El Paso and further to the east, the dangerous crossing on Highway 375 into the El Paso area. Additionally, we continue to work with DPS on the river in boats, at security points, and also in the brush to stop the smuggling of people, drugs, and weapons into Texas. Additionally, we're increasing our drone program by increasing our number of small unmanned aircraft systems to 28 aircraft. We're currently training additional FAA certified pilots to fly those drones to increase our effort on the border. And lastly, I applaud the governor for selecting Mr. Michael Banks to be the border czar. We look forward to working with you, Michael, and securing the Texas border.
Can I see a second? I don't know what on here to push this time. Sure, I get that. But I would do it again. But what on here do I push? Right there. All right. And next we have Commissioner Betancourt with the Texas Facilities Commission.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for coming. It's been a great team effort at the Texas Facilities Commission. My name is Eddie Betancourt. I'm a commissioner. Ever since a year and a half ago, we started this program, and we've come a long way. We have a great team in our staff, and we're looking forward to working on whatever we might be doing.
Thank you. Thank you for what you guys are doing. We'll take a few questions. Go ahead. Can I get you to start the sentence again?
For the funds allocated for the Laredo area border wall, $224 million for a 9-mile stretch, roughly $24 million per mile. What can you say about the steps that are being taken to reduce the cost of the border wall and continue these projects?
So, first of all, you are right. Our estimation as we build the border wall is that it will cost approximately $25 million per mile. That varies depending upon the location. You know, part of that is the materials for the wall. Part of it is the cost of acquiring the rights to be able to build the wall on land. One thing that has slowed our process a little bit is getting those rights to build the wall. With the work of the Facilities Commission, we have accelerated that process of acquiring the land rights, and now we're able to build even more wall going forward. Go ahead. the use of the parole system by the Biden administration is completely illegal, completely contrary to already existing federal law. We filed a lawsuit against it. I'm going to tell you, we're going to win that lawsuit, just like we've won our other lawsuits against the Biden administration. It's the Biden administration that's acting lawlessly as it concerns the border, and it's their policies, like this parole policy, that will attract even more people to cross the border illegally. And that's one of the reasons why Texas needs a border czar today. So again, just like the Biden administration has misled America by saying that the border is open, the Biden administration is misleading America by talking about a reduction in the number of people coming across the border this month. The reason is because every January is the kind of the lowest month for border crossings. And if you just look at cycles, because of the Biden administration's actions, we can expect those numbers to increase dramatically in spring and in the summer.
A lot of people who are getting humanitarian parole are not jumping the river. They're not going in between ports of entry. They're signing up with CBP 1, or they're getting access to a law area that's not really needed these days. How do you address that? That people come, they wait in line, they fill out the application, and then they get in. And again, humanitarian parole, people are not jumping the river, and those numbers are beginning to show that.
You're incorrect in what your assessment is of the numbers. To be clear, humanitarian parole applies to 4 countries and only 30,000 people from each of those countries. It doesn't apply to all the other people from those 4 countries, and does not apply to the people who are coming from 150 different countries across the globe. There are people who will continue to come across the river. However, again, our goal is, because the Biden administration has these border policies that attract more people to come here lawlessly, we need to have a czar who's going to be in charge of helping us protect the border here in the state of Texas, someone with a proven record of doing exactly that as a Border Patrol agent.
Does the state of Texas have an issue?
Okay.
Does the state of Texas have an issue with people using CBP 1? Do you have an issue with that?
With people using,
CBP 1, the application to apply to come across.
yeah. So any way that the Biden administration violates federal law to attract more people to cross the border is a way that will just do nothing more than increase illegal immigration, as opposed to following the immigration laws already on the books. You all may recall that I was in El Paso at the president's request. He asked me to be there on the tarmac to greet him, and I did so. And I gave him a letter. And in that letter contained 5 bullet points. Among those 5 bullet points were laws that are already in existence that the Biden administration is violating. And I asked the president, please just enforce the laws already on the books. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, this is a question for the czar, if that's all right?
Sure. Go ahead and sit down.
Mr. Banks, can you tell me what some of your priorities are as border czar, and how you plan to handle the transition working with federal laws and state law?
So for me, the number one priority is to make the state of Texas the least desirable place for illegal immigration to cross, right? I don't think it's going to be that difficult, right? It's the exact same thing. I'm going to apply the applicable laws that are out there that should be applied, you know, within my ability. Working with the Texas Guard, I worked with the federal guard as the patrol agent in charge of the Wesco Border Patrol Station, as the patrol agent in charge of the McAllen Border Patrol Station. So we worked with the federal military troops. Now I'm going to be working with the state military department. We've worked with DPS, both from the federal level and now at the state level. So I don't think it's going to be a very difficult transition at all, right? It's just, we just need to be more aggressive.
2 more questions? Governor Abbott, could you please talk about the state law behind this? How long is the second? How much is it going to cost? And also, local officials have said that because this area was left here without the administration, following the review, and they're concerned now it will go now to have those consents.
Sure. Is it 1.3? So first of all, this particular segment is going to be 1.5 miles. And the cost of a wall in general is about $25 million a mile on average across the board. The reason why this wall is located here And the reason why you will see other segments of wall placed in different locations around the state is because we are putting wall up where we get the land rights from the landowner to be able to build a border wall. Most of the land on the border is private property, and we have to get the rights from the private property owners to build a border wall in those segments. You'll see more of these going up. You raise a question about concerns of this community, about migrants going around the wall into the community. For one thing that the Border Czar has done in the past is to work with local officials to address their concerns. He knows, because we've already talked about this, one of his first responsibilities is to work with the mayor in this community to make sure that we are addressing their safety needs. That also is the same role that the Texas Department of Public Safety has. We want to make sure that the surrounding community will be protected and safe as possible. But also we will be hoping that neighboring landowners in this region will allow us to be able to build a wall on their property so we can just continue to make this a continuous wall. A couple of more questions. You already got a couple of, see there's somebody else who wants to ask one. If not, we'll come to you.
What is the biggest hurdle you have with the private landowners that give permission?
So listen, some private landowners just don't want a wall on their property, and so that's one. Sometimes it's the type of wall that they want. Maybe they don't want this wall. Maybe they want a different type of wall, and that's what the general was talking about earlier when he talked about the more than 100 miles of different types of barriers that have been placed. And for those who don't want a wall like this, we may have different barriers that we can put up. Our goal is to be able to collaborate with property owners up and down the border so that one type of barrier or another will be able to be erected that will reduce illegal immigration into the state of Texas. Thank you all very much. Oh, and now, all right, I want to show y'all building the wall as we speak. Let me see this. Top left, right here. Press on that, and then. Can you guys hear me? All right, good to go with the project.